Have you ever wondered why Jayce didn't go to the alternate reality with Echo and Heimerdinger, other than for plot-relevant reasons, of course? Well, that's because the alternate reality is a reality where a different Jayce doesn't exist, at least not anymore, because the alternate reality is one where Jayce killed himself. The alternate reality where Echo and Heimerdinger end up is the reality where Jayce, after he gets his trial and he gets expelled, he jumps. This is not the reality where Victor talks him out of it. This is not the reality where they become partners and invent Hextech. This is not the reality where he goes on to become a member of the council. This is the reality where he commits suicide. And we know that it has effects on this timeline. We know that without Hextech, there was no major technological advancement, no eyes on Piltover, no more divide between Zahn and Piltover. And furthermore, there was no attack on the council, which meant that any peace negotiations that they may have had in the past would have gone through a lot more easily. However, this also means that because there is no Hextech, Ambeza would have no reason to attack. Therefore, the Noxian invasion would also be stopped, or never even have a reason to happen. Be that as it may, I'm still mourning the loss of our golden boy, even if it was an alternate version of him, because I really like Jayce, and I was really hoping that we could see what he was like in this other reality, and it turns out that what he's like is very much dead and very buried underground. Friendless, bitchless, just fucking dead. Yeah, sad. Very, very sad. But I think what's even sadder is the fact that his death seemingly had a positive impact. Not gonna lie, that has to fucking suck. And I'm kind of glad he never got to find that out, because that would have been a huge blow. I think the only person who his death may have affected negatively was Caitlin. This is just based on some things that the writers said about Caitlin in this other reality, yes, being the sheriff, but also being a lot more easily influenced by characters like Ambeza and Maddie. So yeah, you win some and you lose some, I guess. But for Jayce, I think the moment this clicked for me was when I was thinking about the events that could have happened that changed their timeline so drastically. And I kept wondering, well, where is Jayce? Why haven't we seen him or heard from him? And why hasn't Heimerdinger even mentioned him? And that's when I realized, why would Heimerdinger talk about a student whose suicide he had a hand in causing, especially since we know that Heimerdinger was in this world a lot more than Echo, and therefore he had time to, I guess, accept Jayce's fate in this universe, because he knew that he shouldn't meddle with this timeline too much, at least without Echo also getting there and them trying to either find a way to get to their version of Jayce or just try to find a way to get back home, which only Echo ended up doing at the end because of Heimerdinger's own sacrifice. So I think that ultimately the fact that this is a seemingly happier timeline without Jayce is a very subtle but a very grim fact, especially because I don't think many people even picked up on this. And when you really start to think about it, how much a timeline changes when you take one or I guess two characters out of it, it kind of makes you think that maybe the world really would have been better without Jayce in it, without Hextech, without the Arcane. But on the other hand, we would have also lost a golden boy with a mind of a genius and a heart so big that he sacrificed himself, not just for one reality, but for the entire universe. And in the comments down below, please tell me if you have any ideas what happened to Jayce in this reality, if your ideas are maybe different from mine, if you have any ideas where he might be. And remember, don't just consume, think.